Hey guys, welcome. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, awesome. But I really need um, some subscribers on YouTube. So I'm asking you guys to please subscribe. Even if you don't watch it on YouTube, please subscribe to YouTube and share the YouTube, share the podcast. Um, Well, it's a New Year's 2023, and I always say I want to pop on here. There is no pop. It takes about 5 minutes to turn everything on, make sure everything's working okay. But it's not a simple pop, you know. But so many people I work with, they get stuck or they're just not happy. And it's funny, we're just coming off holidays, and so many people are so happy to be off work. And I used to be on that hamster wheel, but and I heard this somewhere, and then it reiterated in my life. But if you're so excited for Friday or Saturday, and then Sunday you start getting the blahs, going back to work on Monday, you're probably doing the wrong thing in your life as far as your career goes. And I just had this discussion, that I don't work. I do a bunch of things that I love and I get paid for it. So this kind of, where are you? This is a good time to reflect coming off a new year. A lot of you will set resolutions. A lot of you will set some crazy goals you can't actually do. And I think it's one of those things, it always goes back to what can you do, right? And I'm going to tell you this little story. So I had this lady, and this is kind of where this came from accidentally. And I ended up using it in my life always. But I had this female client who I was coaching, and I guess she had missed some workouts or wasn't doing them quite as strong as she could have or should have. And she got behind, and the way it looked as far as her numbers go in the computer for her race, she wasn't going to be strong enough to finish the bike leg of her triathlon, right? And so I figured out that if she needed to be at that strength and that pace and that speed on the trainer to kind of get her body to flip. She was strong enough. She needed to kind of just get to that point to push through the ceiling she created. And I remember she'd been riding a couple hours, and I can't remember what it was. I think I told her to maintain 18 miles an hour. I mean, that's not real hard, but that's hard for some people, right? I told her to maintain 18 miles an hour. If she couldn't do that, to stop and rest. And I remember going back in there and checking on her. She's riding a bike on the trainer at the gym. And I went back in to check on her, and she was just like dying, And I said, what's going on? She's like, I just can't do it. And I said, well, what can you do? And I was kind of forceful with this because I was like, stop saying can't. Like, can't is creating that thing that's in your way, And I was like, stop saying can't. What can you do? You may not be able to ride 18 miles an hour for an hour, but can you go 30 minutes? Can you go 5 minutes? Can you go 30 seconds? And so it broke down like that she was able to maintain that speed at a much shorter increment of time, take a break, rewrite again. That makes sense. And so that was that kind of workout at that phase in her training. She was able to then take that and go, to get where she needed to go in her race. But I mean, I have used that accidentally throughout most of my life since that moment. And then a couple of years ago, I had this program. It was an online program in 2020, and I had a lot of people would say I can't do that, or I can't do that, or I can't do that. And I didn't know these people very well, so I couldn't just like jump their shit, but I had to just kind of say to the people I did know, like, well, I understand you can't do this movement, but what can you do? Can you get down, get up? You know, I mean, stop putting those barriers on yourself. You know, there's enough friction in the world that we don't need to be going, you know, going against it also. There's so many ways to make things easy. You just have to figure it out. You know, like I've had so many clients that things get going really well, and then for whatever reason, they just kind of fall off. And people need to realize we become desensitized to it, but you got to realize when things aren't on track like you want them to be, and you need to be back on track. And even if you're feeling kind of unhappy-ish, you almost have to just stop and go, okay, when I was thriving, what were the common denominators, you know, and back it up that way. You know, since my Ironman, I've had a lot of days where I just didn't feel good. And I figured out that, you know, one, I'd gotten off my morning routine. It wasn't, I wouldn't get up as early. I'm sleeping great, but I just didn't feel good, you know? And I did realize that I was low in vitamin D, and vitamin D, and it got really cold here. So there's no going outside. I depleted my body. And so I started taking a supplement, but I stumbled on this app. It's called D Minder. And this D Minder is an app you get on your phone and you put in your information, but it tells you in your area with your skin type, what you be wearing, sunscreen, all that stuff. But it tells you at what time and for how long you should go outside in your area to get the most vitamin D. And it's kind of fun to play with. I mean, I'm not going to like, you know, make my life revolve around this app, but it's one of those things I can look at it. And when I'm going outside, maybe spend an extra 5 minutes in the sun. You know what I mean? I can manipulate it that way to my benefit, but it's made a huge difference for me, you know, getting my routine back on track and then exercising again. And then I'm, you know, I'm trying to eat again. I mean, I was struggling to gain weight, y'all. Like I was eating as much as I could and I still could not gain weight. I was starting to get concerned. And then all of a sudden everything kind of flipped and it something to do with the vitamin D, but anywho, but yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of you guys are going to be setting goals, I hope. And I think if you set a goal and you really want the goal, you'll make it happen. A resolution is kind of like settling for this. I may not be doing this over here on the left side, but I'd rather be doing this on the right. And it's just about making a goal to do that, you know, and if you make that goal and you have your plan to achieve it, you will do it. It doesn't matter. I've switched up my morning routine lately. I get out of bed, I take about 4 steps and I plank for just a little bit, just go straight on the ground and start planking. And that's really, I found that's kind of wakes up my body quite a bit. And then I used to, you know, get out of bed, go to the bathroom, get my coffee, get my water, go sit on the couch, meditate. And I realized I'm laying down, which is better for me. And then I'm going to sit on a couch. Like I've just been off my feet for a few hours, several hours. And so what I do now is I actually come straight in here to the office. I fire everything up and I just meditate right here in my chair and then end up not even going to the couch. So my couch now has become my evening thing. And so it's just I've tweaked my routine and I've evolved it in this way I like. Um yeah, but I think it's also you know, you gotta let go of can't. You gotta just, you know, I know I can't fly, right? But I know I can get there this way. Um, I know that was a weird analogy, but I think you also have to know what you're feeling at all times. Like so many of us get angry, angst, stressed, and you got to just hit that pause button, stop, and go, wait, what am I really feeling? And kind of back it up there. So I don't know if I even said anything on this, y'all. I think I just rambled for a while. Nor do I know how long I've been going. But anyway, happy 2023. We are here. Things are real. And it's time to get going. Start achieving those things you want to achieve. I got some big stuff I got brewing, and I'm excited. All right. Till next time, remember, please subscribe, please share. And if you enjoy the content, click that bell so you get the notifications. But I just need you people, my friends, to click my YouTube channel and subscribe. And I'll put a link to my YouTube channel in the podcast notes. And then I will share my YouTube and I'll do some compelling video begging my Facebook friends to like my channel. All right, guys. Till next time. Bye. Stuck my tongue out.